Welcome to Let's Talk About It, the podcast. I'm your host, Rebekka. Do you ever wonder how many things we don't talk about and how many things we do need to talk about? This is a place for conscious souls, spiritual leaders, and health and wellness pioneers. We are here to start a movement of people wanting to live their best and most enlightened life. It all starts with a conversation, so let's start talking about it. And we are back, guys. It's been a minute since I've been recording an episode of this podcast, my space. It's when you're hearing this, it's almost, I think it's 11 months ago since I started this podcast. It was during the pandemic and everything was crazy, including my life. And I was kind of reviewing everything that I was doing, and I was taking you with me kind of when I was going on this journey to go outside of my own comfort zone and widen my perspectives and just learn about life through different people's stories from all over the world, which was such an interesting journey that I'm forever grateful for. But yeah, in June, I was telling you guys that I needed a break. I really needed to rethink and reflect upon kind of what I've learned and this season of my life and what I wanted to do next. And that journey ended up being, almost, I think it has been at least 3 months, which has been so nice to just have had a summer and a couple of months where I've just been taking time off or trying to take time off, because I'm really not good at actually having time off. Like, I don't know kind of how to relax. It's a little bit of a struggle for me, but I'm learning and growing as usual. But still, I'm really excited to be back. It's so nice to just be speaking to you. And honestly, when I'm recording this, I've already recorded a couple of episodes with some incredible people that I'm so excited to introduce you to, that you are going to hear their stories and going to learn more about them. And that for me is just such a pleasure. And I really want to also introduce, you to this podcast if this is the first time you are hearing it or watching it, because we have introduced YouTube to the platform or to the podcast as well, just to give you another format. So it might be the first time you are seeing my face here. But I really wanted to kind of give a face to the voice, and I wanted to make it a little bit more intimate and personal in that way, so that you can kind of see also kind of what's going on behind the scenes when you hear the episode. And I honestly love watching YouTube videos or podcasts in YouTube versions where you can see the people, sometimes just when I'm doing my work or reading and studying or whatever I'm doing. I really love watching YouTube podcast while doing that, because it gives me, I get a lot from seeing people's facial expressions, which is why I kind of wanted to introduce that format as well, and give you another concept or another format to hear it in. But this season, I'm going to introduce you to this season because we are still continuing with the regular Let's Talk About It format, with kind of talking about things that we do not speak enough about. But this season we are really just highlighting stories from the youth. We're going to be speaking with people from again all over the world, young people who are creating their own path in life, who have been through some things that is tough in life, people who just have a story to share. We're going to talk about life as a young person today and what that means, and in all its glory and all its vulnerability and all its struggles and all its success and all its glory, all of it and in between that. And I really just wanted to give a platform for this, because as a young person myself, I've just turned 24, and you can say, if you wanted the generation wise, I'm a generation Z, and I feel like during the pandemic, we have been hit in a lot of ways, and also it's been a big struggle for us in terms of mental health. And yeah, I really wanted to give back to my community in that way, but also because I think youth stories are so important, and it's often neglected in media, and it's often neglected when we think about kind of having wisdom and having a story to tell. That's often reserved for people who are a little bit older, and I really want to break down that barrier and give the microphone to the young peeps and to my generation, and create a space where we can get to shine in our own way. And this is the season. It's going to be all about young people and their stories. And we're going to dive into both like very difficult subjects, but also like funny subjects and humorous subjects, and just regular life story subjects. And yeah, and all the little things, I'm all about kind of, yeah, the little things in life and how we can make it everyday life that we just love to live. And that doesn't mean that it's perfect. That doesn't mean that you are, overly happy every single day. That just means that when you look at your life, you're like, I actually enjoy my life, and I enjoy the way it is, and it's a good life. And yeah, that is what I'm all about, kind of finding joy in the little things, and finding, small things that we can be grateful for every day, that take us just one step closer to our dreams. And yeah, that is what this podcast is about. It's all about widening our horizons, learning from each other, being inspired from each other, and hopefully getting a little bit of a positive break from what's going on in your life, and just taking yourself on a walk, or sipping a cup of tea while you're watching this, or doing your makeup, or whatever you're doing, your homework. It can be a good kind of side side entertainment for that. I hope so. So I think without further ado, I hope that you will enjoy this season, the second season of Let's Talk About It. And please, please, please go support us. Like I do this in my free time, and it's really important to me that we can keep doing this, as I really enjoy it. And I really get so many messages from from all of you who have gotten so much from these episodes, and enjoy them, and are learning so much. So in order for us to keep going, we need the support. So if you can go follow our Instagram, it's called Let's Talk About It, the podcast, and go support us on Apple or Spotify or whatever platform you're listening to it, and here on YouTube, like as well. Like if you could subscribe, that would mean the world to me, and that will help us grow, and it will help us evolve, and help us keep going. But yeah, I'm excited that you are here, and I'm excited to introduce you to this second season of Let's Talk About It.